I mean, I don't even want to talk about that contract shit, but it's like, bro, like, I only say this once.
Do you feel comfortable talking about your situation specifically, like before you left, or like how it like?
I mean, I'll just say this now because the relationship is just done and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, like, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was getting paid $250 an episode. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where it's like, you know, I was never really tripping on that.
Off the money part.
Just for the fact that, you know, it allowed me to I made hella bread. I made hella bread last year just, you know, promoting shit like that, you know, but like, you know, but I also never took that upon myself to be like, to compare myself to AD or Almighty and shit like that. Like that's never what I've been about.
And dude, that's the hard part is like where it's like, you know, when I first started, like, you know, working there as like doing like on camera stuff or whatever, is like you're looking at it as like how you're saying we were all viewers at one point, and you get this crazy opportunity, like especially at that moment when it's like all fresh and new to you. It's like it's such a crazy opportunity that you're like looking at it like, dude, the benefits of just working together so outweigh than me asking for 500 compared to 150 or whatever it is.
But I do have a question for you. So if they hit you up like tomorrow.
Well, hold on. I want to say something, though. Okay. And that's kind of like my whole problem because I think, you know, T-Rail and Adam had that conversation on Back on Fig where it's like, oh, so you're just going to let them just like do their thing. You're not going to give them a raise. And like, you know, one thing I always do with my team, it's like, you know, like whenever it's time to acknowledge and I work for also different companies. I work for UMG. I work for FaZe Clan. Yeah. I deal with bosses all day. I deal with supervisors. I'm comfortable with that. I'm an employee all day. Yeah. I'm also a boss though, but nevertheless, it's like I could identify with what's like, you know, strong leadership.
Different roles in different positions.
Yeah, you know, but it's one of those things where like I never really was tripping too hard. One, because it's like I'm getting so much benefit out of this, and like two, just for the fact that it's like, you know, You can never make it a case where it's like, oh, House Phone gets paid X. Why am I not?
That's crazy.
And look at these comments and like, you know, I never want to be that person out there. You feel me? So it was one of those things. But
that's why I never really like.
Sorry.
But ask your question.
But no, that's why I never really tried to like go up above and out of my way to like really try to get like, oh, let me get paid and shit like that. Because nigga, I already knew when niggas was getting paid. I knew because niggas told me. But like. And so I was just like, I mean, I was just going up there for the vibe to be at the end of the day, and it was just like niggas be like, oh, you.
I mean, exactly. And like also like specifically with you, and then I'm gonna ask you this question specifically with you too. It was like clearly I think that we all kind of got the vibe of like just like they were just on some weird shit with you. Yeah. Like specifically with you, they were on some weird shit. And it was like, you know, at one point it was just like they kind of give us free reign to do whatever, but then it was like they were just also trying to jump in and be like, nah.
I mean, it got sloppy as fuck when the whole fucking situation between me and you came out. It's like, you know, those real
at least you didn't take like, no offense, but like at least you didn't take like the lush route of kind of like just trying to just blame it all on like Adam and Josh. Like, no, this was their
100%, but also in that same vein, it's like, you know, as a boss, you feel me? Like, you shouldn't allow someone to do that. You feel me? Like, he allowed me, but it's like, you know, you got to administrate that kind of shit. And it's like, you know, like, why am I having that hard conversation? You feel me? I got to be the one to call my boy.
Okay, look, speaking of hard conversations, wait, do we know if Phil and them, or is Phil still there? Does anybody know? You're there.
Yeah.
No comment.
Okay.
No comment, man. No
shout out to Phil. Shout out, Phil, man. Love Phil. Anyway, but what I was asking is if like that team of people hit you up, Jason and all them, they hit you up tomorrow and they're like, Blazzy, we got this crazy collab coming up. We want you to design the whole thing.
I mean, listen.
Keep it 1,000.
I haven't sent an invoice since like December. We're in March right now, and just leave it at that. So definitely some.
So it's like you have to have that. That had to be squared away first.
I ain't really tripping on that. You feel me?
Damn, bro.
It ain't nothing.
You're better man than I am.
But look,
nigga,
they'd have to like.
It could be, nigga. It's gonna be January. It could be December 28th, and I'm like, "Where's my bread from?"
Hey, you know December? What? I should take that for sure.
I'm like, nigga, where's my December bread at? Nigga?
I remember Blazzy was always saying that though. He'd always say that like he doesn't even ask for his disconnected checks.
But
He's
just
like,
because you don't ask,
he said I'm waiting for the end of the year.
I sent 3 invoices my whole time there.
But bro, just because you don't ask doesn't mean that they just shouldn't pay you.
I know, but the invoice shit, that's totally irrelevant
that's how they
to
run
like
shit
everything
over
else.
Nah, but listen.
But
like,
what's up?
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there have been months where like my shit was looking right. Like,
Oh yeah, I
So,
remember.
Pause.
I can't even like act like it was all bad all the time. But I'm not gonna lie, it was some bullshit times where niggas it was like pulling teeth to even like get shit out of it. I remember when they first switched how they were paying us, and like I was just like, nigga, this is taking way too long, bruh. But like it was like through a third party, so like I like this is the thing with me, bros. I feel like I'm hella understanding, and like I understand that like
No, yeah, me too.
that's why that's why me and Adam have never had like money talks before, because like on some weird like I feel in debt to this nigga for like bringing me on to this shit and shit like that.
I feel like
It's
unfortunately
I was taking the bare minimum, other niggas around me is like telling me how much they getting paid, and I'm like, fuck, bro. Like,
I feel like honestly, from like my third party perspective on this situation,
you're
feel
not
like
third party.
You're
Nigga,
first
you
party.
You were in the trenches.
You're the
You're
life
in
of the party.
You're in the
but,
zone,
but
bro.
also it's like everyone has their different perspective on things. Like sometimes I'll hear other people give their opinions
like,
on
oh, me,
situations,
I'm
and I
third
realize
party.
I'm like, oh wow, like they didn't really think about it like that, right? But the one thing I for sure feel like is like how you said you never had a money conversation with Adam, right?
Ever.
And then even T-Rail, when he was bringing up his money thing, Adam said he's like, I don't even know how much you get paid. Where I feel like that's the one thing where like it's uncomfortable, super
It is.
uncomfortable, but we had to have the money conversation.
Exactly.
It's like
Yeah.
it's weird, but you have to like
it's
have
one of those
it, you
things.
know?
Even with my employees, like they're all like 6 years, 7 years younger than me. They're 18, 19. They are not gonna tell me like, "Hey, Blazzy, what do you think of $50?" I walk up to them. I'm telling them like, "Look, bro, here's a roadmap. Let's get you
But
here.
imagine
We need
that.
to clear that, and then we're gonna have this conversation in 3 months and see how we feel." You
But
know,
listen,
like,
but then imagine somebody not doing that to you, and you kind of just sitting around like, like I need some more bread, like. But then like
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying. You gotta encourage that in the workplace. You feel me? That's why I do in my spot. It's like I always tell them like, let me know how you feel. Like I don't ever want conversations. I mean, I know they have conversations about me outside of, you know, they got their own group chats without me in it. You feel me? But it's one of those things where
You
like,
think so?
No, but like,
yeah, absolutely.
Real
Come
talk,
on
I
now.
think he is like fucking Blazzy's tripping today.
Yeah,
Like, today-
yeah, I be tripping.
real talk, bro. At the end of the day, bro, if like that is a
No pun intended.
You feel me? Yeah. If at the end of the day, real talk, like if you decide to go in that building and be on camera, the person that is the boss of that shit should approach you as such and, you know, give you some
and
kind
like
of breakdown.
evaluate like your performance.
Like this is your job description. This is how you should do it. This is what you shouldn't do if you're gonna be on fucking camera.
Like I'm gonna be honest. Even with like with me specifically, right? There was a time where like for sure he was about to let me go, probably multiple times, right?
Yeah.
But
90
like
times, bro.
yeah. But listen, this is what I'm saying though. Is like I have like had talks with other people that like encouraged me to like step up my performance at one time more than having that conversation directly with him, which I always like I used to have this weird feeling of just like, oh, like this nigga don't want me on camera. He don't care about like me growing within the company and shit like that.
Right.
But then I would talk to like AD or something and he would be like, bro, it's not that. I think he just